everyone. This is Fantastic Worlds. Welcome you back to Lovecraft Country and Cultist Simulator Tips and Tricks. Okay, so we have entered into really the last final phase of the Dancer DLC because, yeah, things keep getting in the way. You know, life and occult studies do. And we are just about ready. Now, I took a little time, if you remember from last episode, to do some grinding to get up to a level 12 and to level 10 secret histories. This is because in the last stage of the Dancer DLC, we will need access to the Port Noon location, which is a tier 14 vault, which we can get using Chana. Now, the thing is that we're all going to do some grinding to get there to combine these, but we've got all the pieces that we need. I've even actually brought up a glimmering that I'll need for the first joining together. And we're dealing, of course, with the other things as well. We've got one mystique running. We've got a charm in order to try to get rid of it. Hopefully it'll be before the detective. And we're just getting spammed with restlessness over here. So, as per usual, let's see, how much damage we can do to ourselves. Now, okay, so again, like usual, I'm going to be starting this at normal speed. I'll start with combining the two level 10 histories to make another level 12, then we'll combine the level 12 until we get to level 14 tier. There we go, normal speed. It shouldn't take too long. I've got my coffee here after all. That means I'm going to probably perk right up. Just to let you know, the cat is currently in the recording booth, so if there's strange noises in the background, that's probably her just knocking over something or trying to jump into my lap. The other one, the boy cat, by the way, has figured out what the microphone is. So if you ever hear him trying to start his own podcast, well, that's what that is. All right, so yeah, now we got to paint again. Now, you notice the contract suspended temporarily. This late in the game, I'm not super upset by the possibility that we could lose the gaiety. I mean, we've got 49 cash. We're probably only going to be a little bit. And I can always make more money by doing a painting. Or dancing, of course, at the club, which is obviously being better. Now, I only really need this for when I'm concerned about maintaining my reputation. But I'm about ready to say screw it. After all, my humanity is probably burning off as we speak. Okay, so the contract, nope, that's, yep, into the night. Oh, thank God, we've finally got something that wasn't a problem. Ooh, forgot I'd done that. Ooh, what was I going for? Oh, I think I remember. Not the one I was looking for, 6-point desire. Oh, we'll just use that for a dance if necessary. Okay, contentment per usual. And here's that 8-point nectar. What was the 12-point one then? Forgotten. Call, I think. Oh, well. Just means that one of my comments about what the level 12 ingredients was it was wrong. But, it's really hard to keep track of everything in this game because it's a lot of stuff. It's one of the reasons why there's probably going to be, lore episodes eventually because there's so darn much to keep track of. Okay, let's see. And there we go. There's a reputation. And there we need our library to take care of our knowledge challenge, which will also take care of the illumination challenge later. Second, I need to move that window. If you hear the noise of a flux in the background, it's probably because I'm maintaining 4 different windows in order to transmit. I gotta be able to see what I look like to you guys, as well as my baud rate, which is kind of on the low end at the moment. Unfortunately, oh, we actually got paid. And some serious contentment. Now, you can actually play with the contentment and combine it with other positive influences. There's probably enough that I might actually do an influence video because that's one of the stranger ones where you can combine things together and get some. In fact, I will be doing a strange influence combination to finish off this game. Speaking of which, what shall we do? Yeah, let's just keep our day job just in case. Might need to keep under the radar. There you go. Okay. Alright, so yes, we are reputationless, and we've got an extra vitality because we were using a heart-based companion. Or I know it's followers or cultists, but I like to call them companions. Kind of like the doctor, There's the other glimmering. And there's the decaying one. Okay, so almost up to the point. Getting a little less foggy. We'll get to fast speed in a moment. Dread Trap is out. I've got 2 contentment, so I'm probably quite a bit over-prepared for that. Okay. Ooh, just cleaning up here. We've got a lot of stuff from our random drops from our dances, because we're not really doing the dances for anything other than the dance itself, but they do shower with loot every now and then. Okay, we got that. We got that. The vitality. Okay, so what I'm probably going to do is, like per usual, we'll do some dancing at the club. At the same time, we'll have somebody clear our reputation. Might as well use that up. We'll start that at the same time that we pop Leo in. Guess they both do 60 seconds. He will grab the mystique we generate from that, so the cops can't get it. It's always timing. Almost everything, in-game or out-of-game, comes out to timing. Being in the right place at the right time with the right intent. Okay, we're going to fast forward. Okay, so one dance. I'm not dreaming at the moment, although I probably should. I have some nasty thoughts regarding that cop over there. That will involve me having to take a dive into the Mansis. That cop has been stalking our character the entire game, and frankly, I don't even think it's related to her occult activities. You know, just a creepy guy in the back of the theater, always watching. There's the mystique. And what did we generate today? Ooh, another spawn Sprintra. If you were still diving into the Mansis' highest level, the Peacock, that would be useful. And it's just regular cash at this point. But we can, of course, maintain our day job. That's what the eyeless albino dancer. I guess in the right circumstances, that's probably... Illumination will be passed by the library attribute to the bookstore we own. Of the fact we essentially are getting paid. People are dropping off the cult books for us to sell. And since we're not actually selling them, that's not actually a law against on the books. I mean, you can own these sort of things as, you know, trinkets and such like antiques, but you just can't use them. Alright, that's a knife 10 influence, which is also not what I'm looking for. And there's the mirror. Okay. These things can pile up after a while. Yeah, what to do. Towards the end here, where I don't have to do as much, standard funds, take a nap. And shall we dance again? Or, yeah, let's just keep going with the our final performances at the Sidious Club. And we're also getting these random influences just to toss at them. Here, I'll do my knife dance. Edge dance. What would a 10 influence edge performance even look like? I was going to say edgy, but even I'm not that desperate for a bad pun. Alright, what do we got? Keep going. Oops, wrong one. Back to the stag door. Oops, I forgot to put up the heart companion. Definitely, I could almost. Oh, the cop might get onto me. Not that a mystique does that much. Yep. Right, so now we have the level 12 one, and the cop's going to grab it, unfortunately. Because we're not going to get our person out enough. Alright, like I said, the cop is irritating me. We are going to do something about that on our way out. But in the meantime, we now have two 12s. Same exact way of putting those together as we did the two 10s. We're going to need a glimmering, so we're going to have to study the passion for 60 seconds, 60 in-game seconds here. But again, my goof up here will mean he'll grab the, there you go. Boom, mystique. And all it's going to do is put him here an additional 60 seconds. Don't even hear it, but the cat's moving in the background. No, thank you. There we go, finally got it. That was the one I was looking for. Because... you know what I like to do with those. In any case, before we summon Eldritch Abomination out of time and space, we should probably get to rehearsal. You know, I'm sorry, but the configuration of dimensional breaches was sufficient that I was summoning evil being is not something that most bosses will take as a excuse to get out of work. But on the other hand, if they do, you found a job you want to keep. All right. You, on the other hand, are going to be smooth. Oh well. Looks like I'm probably not going to be able to use that. It's going to burn out before I can get back to the right in 18 seconds. 18, and yeah, 4 seconds difference. So what we'll use is our little cheat here, using Sulachana. We will talk about the influence we do not want to decay, as that freezes the timer. Okay. Still no sign of that patron. Like I said, I'll go over the patron card in an attachment if necessary. Attachment, so to speak, at the end. Now, when she's out of there, I'll keep the, I will summon a maid in the mirror, and we are just going to be done with that cop. There you go. You need the library. You can have it. That's 14. In addition, we're going to need our sunset ritual. Yep, we gotta wait for the influence to come out of... Oh, we don't actually, I forgot. We could just take it out. Silly me. If it's exposed, if it's in that slot, you can just grab it out while it's after it started. Now we'll need our assistant, one of the Knock Twins, and we need, boom, 2 as it comes to edge. 2 edge, 2 a knock, and 8 winter. So we'll now summon our preferred assassin of choice. And we don't have any other influences we want to do with Sulachana, except what we can do. Here's the thing. I don't know if I explained this before in a previous episode. I might have. But the deal with Sulachana is that she owns the gaiety. It makes a lot of sense if you think about it, because she needs to find new dancers with mystical talent in order to do for her own purposes, to bring to Ascend and to, well, you'll see when we get to the end of the episode. But it's a good place to recruit from. You go there, you get paid, but you're dissatisfied with your job, and suddenly this mysterious woman who owns this mysterious club gives you a job offer, and you're probably going to say yes, because what else are you going to do? Wait for some rich person to marry you? Anyways, which we have been doing, but hasn't happened, because this is just low odds. But the deal with that is that you can stick this card in Gaiety at any point before it runs out, and she'll reset it to 120 seconds, because she just makes a small, whispers in someone's ear, this one, you're going to keep this one despite it being eyeless and, not having melatonin in its skin. Okay. Yep, CCC. Boom, 118 seconds, 0.5, because it took 1.5 seconds for me to get there. But that is a good way to keep it bouncing if necessary. I've been using it essentially in and out with the regular, dancing at her club just to keep it going, but you don't have to do that. You can work around it. Okay, so deep breath. Let's see how this works. We might... Ooh. There's the intuition challenge requiring the glimmering, or a sanctuary, headquarters of sanctuary, which is always an interesting option. And we have a rebellious spirit. I haven't happened this run because I've been summoning, but yeah, summoning is struggling against my control. I could use reason to dismiss it safely, which is always reliable. I could try to reassert control with passion, which is not reliable, or I could let it just do what it wants. Trick is, with a murderous death spirit, you get it the fuck out. In fact, most summonings, if they start going wrong, just take the 100% out option. It is not worth possibly getting injured, losing a passion or reason card, or losing one of your followers in order to just be able to do take a 90% chance of getting your spirit. You can just try again, which is what we will do. What's really interesting is that it does drop this. Now we'll need to get rid of that, but we have a decent way. Let's see. Yep, he's in evidence mode, so I don't have to worry about him. It's ironic. He's back at his desk, and we're going to be performing a mystical dance involving the rites of winter to spring. All right, so yeah. Get my murder maid back. I'm just going to start calling her the murder maid. Does the laundry, does the cleaning, and will kill law enforcement officers that are bothering you. Don't have to worry about that again. Give me a second. So the Chana, put a word in for me. Thanks. Illumination challenge is already going to be passed by the library. And we'll talk to Sulachana about getting that last dance, as it were. Soon as we pop out our tier 14 secret history lore. Okay, what do we got? Hit me. That's a knife. If I had 8 lore for winter, I could use this or the gate one in order to get what I want to, but I don't, unfortunately. Okay, so we've consumed the winter, right? Winter energy. We have Mystique. I forgot. Well, we can't use the option to get rid of it. I can paint it if it becomes an issue. Shouldn't, however. Okay. All right, we'll just wait for next round. Towards the end of this particular run, gets to a lot of focus. We've already gone through all the crazy parts to begin with. So Chan has done that. We are going to be out of here in 60 seconds, so I do have another option. So I will just kind of grab the... yeah, we'll have time. I will grab the reputation up there. Keep us out from his radar. Meantime, let's go in and see if we get a Pothamus Revenge. I call it Pothamus because at the end of the game, you are either going to be dead or transformed, and transformation is just another type of death. Because the person you were is burned away to become the person that you, well, become. Alright, boom. Port Noon Antidote. Don't bother talking to me about this one. I will get this eventually too. Alright, so yeah. Tier 14 Secret History. So once we're out of here, we'll talk to Sulachana and we'll get the Port Noon location. Now the Port Noon location one, watch me get the patron this time. The Port Noon is where all the renegade longs, the immortals that do choose not to serve the hours, congregate, because there is a mystical, I'm not making this up, a mystical spring there that actually prevents people from knowing about you. So if they don't drink from that spring every day, then the excellent, you don't get a chance of that. If you don't drink that spring every day, the hours, the gods and demigods and other entities of the Mansis will remember that you're supposed to be doing a job, and they don't like random bits and pieces of embodied divine power. Just doing their thing tends to cause issues. All right, so you go there. Okay. Unless probably give me that. Yeah, we're probably gonna be okay with that. But let's see. Back to the sunset, right? Winter. We can reverse this, by the way, since we've got enough knock lore. We can take a break here, stick one of my very bored edge companions, because I haven't had them kill anything all things. I've been doing pretty much a pacifist run. Not intentionally, mind you. It's just that the dancer can usually sneak by without there being much of an issue, especially with all that with the 10-point heart companions to take care of your reputation for you. Now, let's talk, Sulachana, about our final destination. Making a lot of movie-related puns. Alright, that's going to go to Despair in a second. Okay, which I could use also for summoning, which I forgot about, which would have been interesting. Okay, summoning spell up and running. Let's get Elderly Plaster to get rid of that dread. Okay. I see you ducking out. I see you trying to avoid my rightful revenge. I will have my rightful revenge. Oh my god, apparently not. This dude's got, like, seriously good luck. Well, I may have to let him live. It's tough, but sometimes you have to make sacrifices. Sometimes you can't make sacrifices. Alright, on the road to Ivory. Here, this map will work for a little while, because the thing is that the island shifts around. If any of them ask after me, tell them I'll come for their children next. This is referring to Sulachana's true nature as an Akrite, which is a cursed long. Now, the long, if they have children, immediately are overcome with a desire to devour them. Now, this is a reference to Uranus and other gods which devour their offspring in it so they won't replace them. It's ironically, in the game, someone has made an indication this is probably to keep the immortal population down, because the immortal has kids, and that immortal has kids, and they're all immortal. Eventually, you're just not going to have enough room for them all. They're all going to start fighting each other. So this does not, however, to me, seem like the best option for taking care of that. I mean, frankly, a little sex education, even in 1923, could probably do that. There's one interesting thing about the Grails. There's an oblique reference that, give me a second here. Sorry. There's an oblique reference that the Grail energies, since they are aware of this, some entities work extraordinarily hard to try to provide alternate forms of providing, well, sexual release. Because that way, you're just not going to have the same, I mean, you can get what you need. There's a couple of books that refer to an occult that actually did that and then fortunately fell apart. Because, well, you know, even though they're immortal, humans be humaning. Anyways, so in any case, what we do need to do is we do need to get ready for our last run here. Now, we're going to have to take the Eagle guys with us, obviously. And we're going to have all the challenges in place. Because this is an Evening Isles one, it's guaranteed there's going to be, of course, the Western Seas. Basically, you're going to need a Heart or Forge test in order to be able to get through it safely. Forge being, you know, building a really good boat or knowing how to run a really good boat. And of course, Heart being the mysticism of the sister and witch who crossed the sea with the god's help. So essentially, you're just kind of dealing with that. Now, there's going to be 4 challenges when it comes to this. And that means we're going to be doing a long run. So first things first is we know we're going to have the opportunity to throw in a level 10 Heart Companion, take care of the Western Sea. So we need to think about the next ones. Now, I, of course, even if I didn't know this one by my heart, would immediately stick in the Moth people, simply because they're the ones most likely to get through the largest numbers of obstacles. The problem with that is, of course, I do this one by heart, and this will create a deception attempt against the Long, because the Long are the biggest issues, in which they, of course, you can't kill them, so you have to get through them. So there's 2 ways: either to deceive them, which basically means you show up and you tell them about news and going on, while you get one guy in the back to sneak and grab their stuff. Because remember, this is a standard snatch all the crap run, plus dancing. Because, like I said, unfortunately, you can't just show up and do the dance. You have to go through the entire set. So while we're doing that, we'll need the cash as well in this case. But the other way you can deal with Long is that you can prostitute your Grail followers. Now, if I had taken the time to summon a oh god, the Raw Prophet, I could have used him instead of these guys. But let's face it, they're probably okay with this. Okay, if we can cross the sea to Port Noon, we can defeat the Long who do not die. If we can breach their private vaults, if we can resist the temptation of visions. This gives you the idea, if you weren't already familiar, which 4 of the obstacles we're dealing with. Western Sea, defeat the Long, stealth or seduction. We must breach the private vaults is going to be a door. Probably Forge will work for that one. And resist temptation of visions means we're probably going to be dealing with a curse. Okay, so let's cook this and see what we got. In the meantime, why, oh why can't I kill the cop? Sometimes you have to ask yourself why you're asking questions like this. And just how far you've gone down the dark path to start saying, you know, why are the cops still alive? Alright, boom. Hit it. Okay, so first thing, exhibition continues. We'll need a follower or a fund. We know, however, Dorothy, it's your turn. I usually rotate them out, don't want to get bored. We know that Dorothy, and by the way, interesting that the dove, let's remember, is a symbol of the Elegant, which is one of the death gods in this game, does give you a 5 winter. Anyways, on top of everything else. But we'll have Dorothy handle that, which takes care of both the next obstacle and... oh, excellent. Next obstacle and the need for a fund or a follower. Just remember, if it says the one challenge is either put fund and follower, the other challenge is to just put a fund. Don't want to mix up the 2. All right, so we call upon the sister in which we cannot be touched. Storms rise for Thunderskin as we side for the sister, right where she carries us over the sea. All right, and we got that, getting rid of our dread. Okay, so next, screw it. Let's keep going. More than one way to deal with the stalker. Okay, but it allows me to also put another assistant in for one of the other challenges. Now, one of the things I'm going to do is I'm going to throw in Violet. Because I've got the dove, and I know at least one of the curses can be dealt with by winter, this will give us the 10 winter that we'll need for it. Kind of, and then at that point, once we get a better idea of the which challenges we're dealing, probably Forge will be next, then we can deal with it. Then we can send in more of our companions. Okay. Okay, more mystique, more jumbling trash. Okay, probably should take care of that reputation just in case, so it's easier to target him, as well as beg for our job back. Might as well. Alright, so we will continue. Alright, safe across the sea. We're sea splattered, scorched, and stained, but we are there. So we've made it across the Atlantic Ocean. Oh, we have a jumble. Not really going to probably have the opportunity to use it, but good to know. It's only really worth one fund. And we're just kind of content with ourselves and our existence as we have it now. Right, that's back to 120 seconds, and I suppose we can just chill at this point. You can leave the slot open if I have to paint, assuming... Yep, I don't think it's going to be an issue. She'll get rid of the mystique by that point. Alright. Oh no, 6-point desire. Not really an issue, but maybe we'll dance that one. Oops. Challenge. Expedition continues. We need another follower, which are throwing in our forge people. Take care of the door. And there goes the reputation. I suppose I should just do this. Reset it, get a money back. We're not doing much else with it anyways. There's a restlessness. Another one? We're here for your pleasures. Even the long, no desires. Perhaps especially the long. Well, they've been there a while. Ugh, God. Imagine like 24 people who have known each other for over 10,000 years stuck on an island together. Think about it. I think you'd probably want some fresh meat. Okay, it's very hard to kill someone who's passed the tricuspid door, but not impossible, as we learned in the Apostle Run, if you happen to end up in challenge, if they intend to attack you. And here we are quite a lot of anyone's, but perhaps we can deceive one or prey upon someone's appetites. That tells you how to do it. But in any case, we are going to throw in our, there you go, Tristan, our second forge guy to get that over so the door won't be an issue. Alright, I think we can probably just throw in the minions at this point. So if we take losses, it's not going to be anybody we care about. I know it's a terrible thing to say about the bonds, but they don't even have names. How am I supposed to get attached to them? Hey, oi, 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 oi. Alright. And boom. Ooh, opportunity. Oh yeah, tell me it's a last minute temptation of a patron. That would be so proper. Although, I'm not sure I want to marry anybody who's really into eyeless people without skin. It just raises some red flags for me. I mean, I don't think you just transform back. Alright, what do we got? Logistical difficulties. We need to send cash in. Alright, fine. I suppose the long need for operating funds too. I mean, do you imagine how hungry you get if you couldn't starve to death? If you literally just kept going? Yeesh. But they're good at fishing. Forge of Days, warded door, but we're going to throw in the pawn. Hi, this is a minion. I like to have little name badges for them, you know. I am Minion Bob. Just, or some, maybe not even really their names, just, you know, something to be able to keep them apart. Alright, cool. Maintenance, give me a second. Everything's a little messy. Alright. Chill. Alright. And boom. What do we got? Contract, do it again. And I'm sick. Great. But I do have the study one open, so that just we'll be able to get a vitality pretty quick. Going and doing some fresh air and exercise. I imagine our body at this point probably is flexible enough that we don't do a lot more practice when it comes to the dances, because oh my god. Okay, more money? Good grief. We keep failing the door one, aren't we? Luckily, I'm rich. Just makes me wonder why our character is still looking for a patron. Yes, it's lovely that you're a noble, but I have 4 times your income because you're like so debt-ridden, it's ridiculous. So I'm sorry, I'm going to have to let you down. That would be like the ultimate put down. Sorry, you're the 1%, but you don't have enough money for me. Alright. Okay, so keep going. Okay, trying once more. Oh my god, 2 sick in a row? Yeesh. That was pretty freaking close, too. Alright, yeah, cover from fatigue. And work. I can't even use the card here. But there's a... No, I can't even use that either. But I can use this. Alright. Which might, mind you, 10% chance to generate a... Vitality is not going to consume another vitality. So I'm going to take that opportunity, but do we have an... Oh, of course, the glimmering. How silly of me. Alright, hit it. And the usual. Cover me. Again, this is another 10% chance of getting a... Okay, please work. Minion. I do have a 10 forge, right? Yeah, I do. God, I got like a serious crew here. Right. Back to bed. I imagine our transformation is taking a toll on our health. And we'll use this one to generate the vitality to get rid of the next sickness. Wow, all 5 cylinders going. Come on, come on, work. Death of a door. Thank you. Just took us a lot of money. Guess we're just buying more and more C4. There's a reputation gone. Or bad reputation gone. Got the affliction to deal with. Breathe. Oh, I can't even dance. That's right. Logistical difficulties. Oh no. Seriously, we spent 6 cash on this run. What are you people doing with this cash? Just eating it? Oh my god, you're probably just bribing everybody. Suppose it's like kind of like with the immortals, is that with the potential patrons, it's quite possible that they are long-lived, have ultimate power, just really bad at cash. I mean, keeping cash. Oh, thank goodness. I'm suddenly feeling better enough to dance in the chorus line. Alright. But technically I'm still sick at the moment. Call upon the ring you, who's the Puce. Okay, so it's a curse, and it is Ithai. The one I dislike the most, but I've got 10 heart and 10 winter, and that should be enough, dudes. I hate it when you guys do that. Alright. And another restlessness. Boom. Oh, we can dance that one away. That's probably what I'm going to do. And boom. Curse shrivels, thank goodness. Alright, fascination trap up next. Right. One advantage of the scars is that they don't detract from the hearts. So we can still do this job when we've got all our hearts expended, as we have been doing. But again, one more dance, inspired work. You know, when the doing the pagan rites on stage in front of an audience becomes, you know, the in and out of your job, I really think you're a bit jaded. All right, so God, another rite to summon the horned god in his aspect of fertility. Ugh. Why can't we do something different this time? Anyways, all right. Remember, when we get to treasures lie before us, you want to put in your heart. Companion in order to be able to grab that reputation when it runs, because I do want the cop to be exposed if we ever get a chance to summon our murder maid to deal with him. Lots of memories. Boom. Alright, we consume the restlessness. Oops. Oopsie, we're gonna have 2 reputation cards at the same time, which is not what I intended. Alright, so again, obtain our public persona. Do not want the suppression viewer to take a serious interest in us. Oh, hang on. Not working. 6-point desire. Keep that paused because I wanted to see this all the way from Galicia. This is the secret subcellar of the Hotel Ciavero, which I guess is kind of this large Spanish-style hotel, post-colonial structure, which all a bunch of really bored British immortals are sticking around. And I wonder if John Cleese is there now. If you don't know, John Cleese moved from England to the Caribbean. I don't know exactly where, because he wanted to go to some place that resembled the old England to him. We're talking like 19th century, which still has some buildings, which again is the same sort of structure problems we're having, the same sort of structure we're having here. The walls are whitewashed, the floors are freshly scrubbed. Ooh, since we know immortals are not going to do their own laundry and such, I wonder who the poor bastards they have enslaved. Oh, the caged man. Shelf strip, bulgerology. The caged man with a wild beard peers morsely at you. Again? Or are you a different lot? No, I don't need rescuing, thank you. It's much worse out there. Apparently, well, he's either the help who's seriously suffering from, Stockholm Syndrome, or he's into that. Grab whatever you can quickly, the caged man hisses. They'll be back soon. Only please leave the Gladius. I brought that way from Galicia back in the day. Okay, so he's an immortal from the Roman period. It's quite possible he's supposed to be a specific historical individual, but I don't actually know off the top of my head. But anyways, we got a random drop of my deeds, my powers, the Book of the White Cat. Yeah, these are all, by the way, 14-point lore books. So if I was really getting into the lore, this would be an awesome way to do so. In fact, when I get to the priest run, because the priest one is the most lore intense run in the entire game, we might do that, because I will be doing the Evening Isle Express strategy then, which is completely different than the low mana run I'm doing right now. You're going to see just how crazy I can get with this sort of stuff. But yeah, we'll deal with that in a bit. Anyways, so yeah, the thing is that this does allow you, if you choose to use this as a side cut, and you get a lucky enough drop, you can get 3 14-point books right off the bat, and then you've got enough lore to do most of what you want to do. But seriously, 14 lore is more than you need anytime. Sigh. There he goes. Just checking me out again. I'm going to be in trouble too, because I'm not going to be able to get this notoriety, rid of this notoriety in 30 seconds. So, it's going to be interesting. Oh, okay. So, okay, I like the fact that our, when we left the Grail people there to indulge the immortal long, we generated enough passion to be able to the glimmering just spontaneously came up, and apparently they were really energetic about it. Yellowgas name, here we go. Bones surrendered in the Torsant Road Cemetery. There's a white marble tomb locals keep clean. Now this is probably a reference, by the way, to oh god, why is my brain doing that? Oh, Marie Laveau in her tomb in New Orleans is supposedly a place that one can go to entreat her, or the spirits she once represented, depending on how you look at it. She's probably considered to be an intercessory between those powers and anybody who's doing so. Leave an offering and such. I don't know the exact rituals myself. Voodoo is not one of the traditions I've heavily studied. And you can go there and you can like I said, make the request, and you can see what happens. Given her reputation, by the way, be respectful, accept no as an answer, and do not push if you ever do it yourself, because she was, in her life, she was not a person to be trifled with in death. She's probably even scarier. Anyways, Madame Roger sleeps in there every third night. So that Madame Neuilly, the gentlest, the elegast names. Now, these means that the Madames and the Misses are, in fact, maids in the mirror, because they are the servants of the Elegast, but they are not the militant ones that we get. They are the ones that collect the power. They collect the names of the dead. Can walk in her dreams. My bird form will roost on the head of the tomb until Miss Naya is close enough for her breath to touch me. What we've essentially done is we've come close enough. Now, the reason why breath is important, bones surrendered, okay, and the 3 books. Get that in a moment. The reason why the breath is surrendered is that, okay, breath is considered to be sacred in the, nature of the we're not going to pull it off, are we? Yeah, he's going to get that. Okay, we're just going to deal with it, possibly by killing him. Reason of breath is that in the Gnostic structure, which is what this is based off on, creation came about when the breath of the divine swirled across the waters, the primordial waters of creation, and thus breathe life to the potential. Essentially, the masculine energy entering the feminine, a principle. But In this case, what's going on is that a god emanates their power. Since, bad timing on that one, since the we want that essence, that death god essence, we essentially just stole it. Although there's a lot of people who think that stealing power from a god is not going, may not piss them off, as that might be the actual challenge. Can you actually get through the challenges they present, which we do in every expedition, to get the reward? Now, what are we going to do with what we've got? We have this issue right here, which I'll probably just send a moth person to deal with. Or there's another potential. We could, since we've got a 2-pointer here, when it comes to moth, we could send a spirit to do it instead, which is exactly what I'm going to do. Okay, twins, 5, and we're going to need Grail. Do I have enough, though? Yes. We're going to be summoning a Raw Prophet. Go for it. Okay. Yeah, we're making a little busy here towards the end. Alright, so we have... Where is it? Bones surrendered. My bones have been surrendered. We now have to wait for a season of desire to strike and combine the bone surrender the Elagast has taught me to remember and the last part of me to change. I'll carry that lesson past the Kingskin Gate. Kingskin Gate refers to the run we've done right now. Now, there are 3 potential endings to this. This is just one. I'll go into it when we get to the ending. But yeah, this one, we're going through the Kingsgate Gate, but there are 2 other gates that we can actually access in this particular way of transformation. Of course, 1 vitality, 1 glimmering. I don't know if we're going to bother reading this stuff. I don't even think I have the languages for most of them. Alright. No, we can get Fusine quite easily. Screw it. What are we going to do while we're waiting? Okay. Breathe. Just explain why it's so important. Alright, so... Yes. We're going to possibly get a chance to do him in. Once we pop this one out, it will mean that we're going to have to renew the contract at the Gatey, but we can do that right now. Go ahead and take that, would you please? Granted, I like to say she's doing this kind of begrudgingly because, yep, we're getting Clareless towards the end. Tentative evidence is that she's willing to do it for us, but, okay, god damn it. Every time, 10% chance, and I've rolled it 3 times in a row. Oh, gets nuts. Sigh. Anyways, no, of course not. Another cops run? Alright. Scholar Fusine. There we go. And we have... Yeah, we sent it home. Still have the 2-point Passion and a 2-point Icy. Oosh. I don't suppose you can combine the 2, can you? Apparently not. Oh well. Let's show you a neat trick, by the way. Now, I could use the reputation thing here, but unless I'm doing a smoke run and I'm generating a lot of mystique to burn out that evidence, which is not really a priority right now. I don't have to. But there's another trick I want to show you. It's kind of funny that I got... Let's see, what do we need? Whoop, I can't do it yet. Oh, wait, this is a 6-pointer, isn't it? Yep, I'll wait for get a 2-pointer, or wait to get rid of it. Okay. Boom. No bad things happening, but we just... The thing is, my guess is that it's kind of a... If you're coming back from the Caribbean and you didn't really have a destination, and they know that island's out there, that the Suppression Bureau probably, you know, keeps an eye on us. Okay, so let's just run this one for the moment. Oh, wait, note. Ugh, gonna lose that, unfortunately. What the... Guys, what the hell? Just dance. Da-da-dee-da-dee-da-da, just dance. Everything goes a little crazy sometimes. In the meantime, you know, let's just get rid of that jumble. Probably somebody's, like, gave us a small statue or something as a token of appreciation when we're dancing. And boom, there we go. 2-point influence in the winter and a vitality. You subvert the winter influence. Subversion. See, when you're dealing with both lores and influences, you can combine them to make them more powerful, but you can also combine them with their opposites in order to subvert them. Even in the snow, in the silence, in the white without colors, life will never cease. In other words, you are summoning the fact that winter contains the potential for life by hitting it with a life influence, the vitality, or a 2-point standard one will do as well, but vitality is a lot easier to generate. But you will need a 6 winter to have the metaphysical understanding to pull that off. Now this actually will become important later, and I'll show you why. Alright, that happened. Okay. Meanwhile, suppose I should just send the, Sylvia, go take care of that for me, would you? I was going to send a spirit, but nobody seems to want to play with me. Pulsing Airs. Level 6 heart influence. That's right. 2-point winter influence plus 1 vitality plus 6 winter lore equals 6-point vitality for pulsing air. Now, that's actually important and will be in a short order. Still waiting on when it will be important, unfortunately, because we are at the RNG gods' mercy. I don't think they really have it, but we'll call it that. When we get that, because we still need that season of ambitions to be able to combine these two. And we're getting another glimmering. What's a glimmering? Yeah, bored. Here, make a lesson learned. Yeah, I'm not showing up for the job that often. It's kind of embarrassing. Probably because the cop's still after me. Also, it keeps the slot open just in case I have to get rid of it. Unexpected notoriety. Should the, for example, the 2 funds, it's always good. Should the attempt to destroy the evidence go horribly wrong. Meantime, keep going for that summoning. I am not giving up on killing the cop. Ugh. Alright, please. Yes, finally. There we go. Are we waiting results? Tampering of records. This will turn back into vitality. That's a great thing again, because I can just go back and I can do it again with either the 2-point heart or that if I get another point of 2 points of influence of winter. It's like this endless cycle, finally. Well, we got rid of that, so we don't have to worry about that at all. I suppose that now we should just go celebrate by working. Yes, just doing our usual day job. That's how we unwind after we're dealing with eldritch abominations and jaded immortals. Just, you know, the average 9 to 5 can seem so relaxing after that. And what are they going to do? Devour your soul and cast you into the abyss? I don't think so! Knife. Honestly, do I have any winter lore? Because I am seriously thinking about upgrading the winter lore to 8. Just. We don't. None of these are winter lore. Just when you want to get obsessed with the dark forces of the universe, they just won't let you. Alright, it's just, you know, Cthulhu, I guess, plays hard to get sometimes. Alright, let's go. Finally. Boom. Okay. 60 seconds from now, we will be set up for the next dance, and in that case, I'm going to show you something kind of interesting. So, we have the trembling airs in place, so that will be sufficient. Let's talk to Poppy. Now remember, I haven't activated Poppy. Dear, I would tell you, sometimes if I'm Scholars Invisible Arts, like to offer you support, substantial contribution. All you need to do is introduce me to someone who will end matters properly. Add passion to accept or reason to interrogate it further. If you add passion, you accept, and you accept a contract with her, you have to provide 1 life, in addition for the Silver Spintra and the 10 funds that she gives you. You don't give her anyone, so it's a follower. What she'll do is turn around and kill you. Now, if that happens, of course, the game's over. But here's something interesting. Sorry, cat. If you do a reason to ask why, because, oh my god, if you are not asking what the terms are before you make a deal when you're an occultist, you are not going to last long. You can pop in a reason. Yeah, question possum closely. Who? Someone about what that means. Now, why am I doing that? Hang on. Vitality back. Funds. Nap. Although, do we really need the nap? Come on, come on. Papa needs a murder maid. Oops, that one's still there. Gavart. What do we got here? Good there. And pause. What do we got? Towards the 6 chains. My bones are always last. When they have learned how to change, I will be ready. Yep. Basically, the bones are inorganic. So if you were transforming your body, for example, the bones might be the hardest one to transform, as everything else is organic and will change. The bones, however, are not supposed to change. They're supposed to keep steady for the rest of you to work. And if you're transforming them, you better know what the hell you're doing, or they're going to just be a pile of organic sludge on the floor. Okay, boom. Okay. Can't believe I'm giving you advice about how to transform yourself mystically. Now that the sun has set and the shadows are extinguished, it's time to remember, and I will remember with my bones. In my bones, I have been taught. I am almost ready. Level 6 for change, and notice it's the moth change, because like I said before, there are 2 other paths. And level 7 dance. New form. I'm coming to know a dance that began beneath the mountain pines of the dry land. In other words, the one the sister and witch did in order to create their power. Dance is one of the oldest forms of witchcraft, as I've stated before, because it's, again, we're dealing with the lore of the heart. It represents the heartbeat of creation and the pattern that is infused by it. Basically, you create the beat, like you create the bass beat for any music. You know, the 4/4 for rock and roll, or the 3/4 for waltz, I believe, and there's other types of that. And then you basically create a pattern of words, of song, words in a song, beat and movement, partners or no part or alone, particular types of spirits or energies, and then you create magic. All right, so this means, by the way, that we are going to have to set up the final dance at the Assidious Club. In that case, we're going to need a bit. See, first of all, let's get this started. We need to put in this. A great work. Let's put in our scars, like usual. Thunder, almost. This means that you will fail if you try this. Put in vitality. You'll fail. Thunder, almost. Tonight we are masked, and more the celebrants. Mr. Agus watches closely. Which means that we cannot do so unless we have a high enough heart influence. But I just showed you how to do that. But watch what happens when I'm finished questioning Poppy. Because when I finish speaking with Poppy, first of all, she gives us back our reason card that we just used. She gives her back our unactivated. Remember, she doesn't give us. I've showed before, and after you sacrifice something to her, she will start giving you the regular sort of essays. You know, I like to call them assignments that will allow you to make spintro, which you turn to money. I call it. I use the four patrons here, you know, as the money train, as I call it. But she also gives you this. A 2-point winter influence, just for asking, because as the season of rags comes around again, my sponsor will require someone for an ending. You can provide someone sufficient loyal, you can provide yourself, as you prefer. I don't want any trouble. Yep. So this is a way to generate 2-point influences. In one of my runs when I was doing a winter cult, I had only 6 points of lore in the beginning, because that's the most you can get from the bookstore. You notice I have 6 points in lore. That's stum. That's the most it'll give you until you start getting it from expeditions. But what I would do is just question Poppy, get a 2-point influence, then I would have 6 lore plus 2 winter influences for the initiation, which is the 8 required to make anybody a disciple. It allowed me to boost myself up quite well. Now, with that, we have that little trick I showed you before with chilly atmosphere and the vitality subvert the influence. Meanwhile, no wait, probably don't need that if we don't want it. What we're going to do is, remember, it only takes 10 seconds to combine influence. So keep that in mind when you're timing everything else. Are we going to have a final goodbye to the poor officer? There, we now have our 6-point pulsing arrows. Now, of course it would have to be this way. Cannot wait to summon that. Yep, he's going to live. All right, so we now have a 6-point influence for the heart. So let's begin our dance. The last dance. Under almost. Boom. The last dance. Yep. 6-point influence is what you're going to require, and I've just showed you how to get it easy. Now, you can either get it from Poppy, but if you've activated Poppy, you lose that ability because she no longer provides it. You remember it's Poppy, unactivated Poppy plus reason to get the 2-point influence, or summon a Maid in the Mirror, wait for it to dissolve, or just do what I did here and grab the 10-point influence for winter and wait for it to dissolve to 2. Then, 2 influence plus 2 winter influence plus 1 vitality plus 6 lore. Boom, you have your 6-point heart lore. On the very rare occasions that Mr. Agdistus speaks. His voice is very beautiful, a mellow sound like an alto lute. Yep, by the way, it's supposedly that angels and other servants of the divine speak beautifully when they do so because their voices are pure music. Because they are sing to the spheres, just as I was mentioning before, as humans sing, the divine sings as well in the Gnostic mythos to create, well, creation. You almost have what you need, he says, to pass the king's gate. One will come to lend you the key. He looks you in the eye. I beg you not to take her hand, not to look upon her feet, not to offer to drink. He begins very softly to weep. It will hurt. I love her. This sounds like it's a bit of an immortal dysfunctional relationship, but let's begin. Here we go. While we're doing this, I know we probably don't need to do this, but I just cannot, for the life of me, let things go like that. Alright, health's back, reason's back. Go. The power of the heart compels you. What do you know? Captain Planet was right. Heart is the greatest power. Okay. Boom. Nope. Oh, well, go ahead and take that. I don't need it. The dance is done when my body is racked and torn, and Mr. Agatha's tears are warm from my broken flesh. She did mate with Agdistus because of diffusion of the immortal energies he would contain, even as a broken god, would be sufficient to kindle our potential divine energies. And my shadow has become the shadow of the great tusked beast. Beast with two backs. Go quickly, Mr. Geddes says. Sleep quickly. My Lady Sulachana has already called the Lady Marinette. She will be the one to flay the skin from you. Because remember, oh my god, did we seriously? I mean, did we seriously gonna be doing her again? Because I remember her back from the Grail run that, yeah, the Marinette was the one that I sent to devour half the cult in order to get the blood necessary, but apparently she's also she's going to be the messenger for the Thunderskin, because the Thunderskin is the god of the heart in this one. Also, we made money, which means that we did this. Okay, Fusion, this was a sex show on the stage, and the cop was there because he grabbed the mystique. Oh god, I feel disgusted. Guess morality at this point just isn't us. Okay. This is interesting. Sorry about that. I had extraordinarily inappropriate technical issue. But, hey, I'm back. Anyways, so, give me a second. Yes, so we're supposed to dream with this, according to what he said. So, yep. Boom. Alright. The drum is in the storm. The wind rises and the roof rattles as I settle myself to sleep. There's a bitter herb that will help me pass from my body. Because remember, we are destroying our body to do this. The wood opens around me, but with my new eyes, I see another path. The one called Marinette waits on this path with the key that will end and begin me. So yes, we're using her as a death goddess in order to be able to end us. Shall we begin? Grabs a card to fill the void. Either human corpse. The wind. It looks like, yeah, this is beloved. Checks to see whether or not we've got somebody we love, or a body, or notoriety, which we do not have. I wonder why notoriety is supposed to stop us. In any case, there we go. And we end. I don't think that's important, Sulachana. But thank you for doing that for me. Keeping my job. Don't think I'll be needing it. Kingskin Gate. Marinette is in the shadow of a pine tree, dark skin gleaming. Now remember, when we see Marinette in the real world, she's more or less skeletal giant, being a failed grail immortal. But here, in the spirit realm, she's as she truly is. White bone glinting claws with brass. She carries a red key that might be a bloody knife or a ruby wound. When she brings it down, the pain of all is red. So she ends us. Yeah, there we go. And we will see what happens to us. This is where the die is cast, because like I said, there's 3 different endings here. Okay. And we are gone. My constancy assured. symbol of the heart one. That's the thing. Is life unending, the thunderskin. As the pain fades, so does my voice, but now my heart shall speak for me. In the scales of time shall it be weighed against a feather, and then it shall not be found wanting. In my final shape I shall pass the tricuspid gate and add my heartbeats to the thunderskin's chorus. Our rhythm is the rhythm of the hours, and the hours are promised that we shall endure with the world unceasing. I move eternally through the mantis, and my eternity is consistently changed. Congratulations on a standard change feather victory. You have wrestled the game to its knees. There are other paths. Yes. Okay, as I stated before, there are in fact 2 different paths. Now, you can do this entire run exactly as I did, but in the very beginning, when you are given the scrap, and I studied with heart, I studied with vitality, not vitality, health, I studied with health, study it with passion instead. That will open up an entirely different path where instead of dancing with the health cards and creating red scars, you will be dancing with the passion cards instead and get blue scars. Now, this could be a little riskier because remember, I lost a passion card here from a curse. That means, and if you lose too many, if you get down to 0 passion, you lose the game. But the thing is, 3 of your scars will be passion cards, and 3 will only be left for that is passion, and you're going to have to balance all of your needs and possible losses that way. Now, health can be taken by disease, but it's actually a lot easier to block the sickness and injury by using vitality or funds than it is to try to get the 10-15 point heart influences you need to block curses. So it's a little harder, but again, assuming you want to play this game yourself. Now, sorry, the sound is indicating that it was getting a little loud to hear me, so hopefully that wasn't too bad. All right, so, and there is in fact a secret ending. There's one ending in which you do 3 blue dances and 3 red dances. Now you're going to need to get a lot of scars for that, because odds are you're going to end up by the end with 3 scars from on the health and 3 scars in passion. It means you have to balance having 3 remaining health and 3 remaining passion in the entire game. But that's another secret ending. So, like I said, try it for yourself. I've shown you the basics of how to be able to do this, and you know, that's the part of the fun of this game. It's not really that expensive. It's $20, I think, standardly, but you can get it half off in most seasonal sales. So that is that. Now, next week, we're going to go back to Darkest Dungeon for at least 4 episodes. There's going to be a thing where if I get enough likes or support, I will be doing so, because, oh my god, the Darkest Dungeon people have been very patient as this particular series has been going approximately twice as long as I thought it would. I ran into a lot of not really obstacles, but resistance. And then, of course, after that will be, we have already at the 350 subscriber unlocked the Priest DLC. Now, we've also, 400 supporters. You know, this was 350. 400 we did, and we've also gone past 450, so we've unlocked the Ghoul DLC, which, of course, there'll be another block of 4, at least 4 Darkest Dungeon between those points. And at 500, I'll unlock the first Exile DLC run, because there are 2 endings to the Exile. One is Obscurity, which you run away and never heard from again, and which is a good ending in some cases. Or 2 is Ascension, where you become, again, another immortal. The second run will be run at 600, because at 550, I will be doing the first essentially lore episode for this series. I'm going to start working in probably with the spells and rituals where they fit in. Then the future ones will include the world tour, where I tour all the expeditions with their explanation of how they fit into the greater lore of the world, and the Forbidden Book tour, which we go through all the books and all the lore you can find about stuff. That one's going to be a long run, but you guys seem to be interested in this sort of thing. And beyond that, we might even go into the actual mythology, because there is an entire story behind all of this, a story of how the universe came to be, how it's this broken, and why, why is the Mantis summoning humans to it to be transformed into immortals? Because it all does fit in together, and against the backdrop of the Gnostic path of mysticism. So, if you want to see that, let me know. Now, of course, one of the things about these unlocks is that you can actually double dip, because the same unlocks for both Darkest Dungeon and Cultist Simulator happen on Twitch followers as well, which means once we hit 50 Twitch followers, because, oh my god, my Twitch is only at 30 right now. Once we hit 50, that will unlock the next level. In this case, it would be the it would access the first Exile run plus the additional Darkest Dungeon. Then the 500 would be, of course, the Allure series plus another Darkest Dungeon. So like I said, we can double it, move me faster that way. And of course, if you really want to help out, down below are links to the Gumroad payment platform. Supporters do get additional material, including, I'll get to this in a second, access to the extended version of the Let's Try series, early, and $2 give you early access. But also, when we hit the supporter stretch goal, will be additional episodes that will be voted on by the supporters. For example, the lore episodes count, so do the long run episodes for Twitch, probably for Darkest Dungeon. And if you're the Secret World viewer, we're also doing lore, additional episodes on lore of Secret World. And of course, I've already offered my experiences as a paranormal investigator. If anybody actually wants to talk the real world, occult influences. But in that case, I've probably taken too much of your time already. In fact, if anybody who's still out there, according to my dynamics, most of you tune out when I start talking. Dynamics, statistics, duh. Anyway, so I will see you next time. If the dreams we made are made